Hey guys, we are going to talk about all of the procedures and ins and outs for serving in rooms 1 and 4. Those are our nursery rooms. When parents arrive, they will hand their kiddos over these Dutch doors to you and bags and whatever. That Dutch door is in place so that they can see in here and get kiddos in here without actually coming into the classroom. If baby is inconsolable or if baby is really crying, we give parents obviously the freedom to try and calm them down outside of the room, but at some point also want to let them know that we can care for their children, and a lot of times once that pass is made and mom is out of sight, then baby is fine. So just encourage them that they're going to be okay and that we can take good care of them. When they give you the kiddo, then you are going to want to give them one of our clipboards up here. This has all of the information that you will be giving them, but also down here at the bottom is where we need them to write their cell phone number and then any information that you need to know for the time that you're going to have kiddos. So if they're going to need to eat a bottle at a certain time, if they're expecting them to nap at a certain time, if they haven't felt good that morning, anything that they feel like you need to know needs to go in here. We do not expect you to remember all of the details for all of the kids in the class each Sunday. So ask them to write the kiddo's name at the top and then their phone number and any information that you need to know. Make sure that that clipboard goes back onto the wall and that their bag goes under it so that you know whose bag is where. Once you're in this classroom, super important to be on the floor, interacting with the kids, reading books, singing songs, playing peekaboo. It's gonna feel good to a parent to round that corner and see that their kids are being played with and interacted with, that this is not just a babysitting time, but that we do want their kiddos to get some sort of relationship here at BC. So make sure you're interacting with the kiddos and trying to make it feel as welcoming as possible. Once worship has started, you are going to be responsible for calling a parent out of service if needed. We have got a couple of parameters for that. You will be texting them. We are not going to pull them out of service personally anymore, so use that number on the clipboard. And you would do that if the kiddo was inconsolably crying for 10 minutes or more, if they had a fever, if they had vomited, or if you know for a fact that they're going to need to nurse if they don't take a bottle and mom has let you know to call her out of service whenever baby seems hungry. And then make sure that you change all of the diapers in these classrooms before parents get back. That's really important. These kiddos have sensitive tummies and sensitive little bottoms, and so we want to make sure that they're well cared for. One last thing that I forgot, when kiddos come into the room, if they need labels on any cups or bottles or special toys or anything, make sure that parents know that that's available to them so that we don't lose anything and we can keep up with what we need to in these classrooms to help care for these kids the best as possible.
All right, next thing we're going to talk about is our parent information sheets. If you are working in the nursery or in our one-year-old classroom, so that would be rooms 1 and rooms 4, they're going to have these little clipboards here that have sheets on them that let parents know how their morning went here at Buffalo Creek. So it'll be anything from what we talked about that day or just the song that you sang in with them to how they behaved in class. Behavior with our little ones is more like they were happy, they were sad, anything like that. They were being talkative, they were pulling up on things, exciting things that we get to convey back to mom and dad. It will also say if they ate or if they had a snack, if they had a bottle for our little bitty ones, and then also diaper changes, what those looked like, and letting them know that that was done. So anytime information for our littlest ones is conveyed, it's going to be through this sheet to mom and dad. So please be diligent in making sure that as they come in, they get their name on a sheet, and then you're going to have this sheet filled out before mom and dad comes back to pick them up.
So obviously our volunteers are going to be outnumbered by kiddos in this classroom and we're limited on space. So within the space we have a couple of options for freeing up your hands to do diaper changes or feed bottles or things like that. We have bouncers. There's 2 of those in this room. If you're using a bouncer, make sure that the child that's in the bouncer has good neck and trunk control. We don't want them to just be flopped over in the bouncer. The bouncers are for our older kiddos who can manipulate the toys and enjoy their time in there. Also, the rock and plays are available. Once a child is rolling or sitting up, rolling and sitting up, then they only should be in the rock and play if they're asleep, and we always want to make sure they're buckled in. If they're awake and just content and not needing to be held, then you can put them in the little infant seat that's in here or on one of the multiple play mats that we have available. Also, under the changing table, there are 2 buckets of toys that have just little paddles and books and music things that kiddos can use if they can just sit on the floor and play, and obviously you should be playing and interacting with them, showing them how to use those toys.